Hello everyone, today I'm going to be watching a Company of Heroes 2 review, historically accurate edition, trademark, by SsethTzeentach. I love both of those games. To be fair, it's not my favorite type of RTS. It's too realistic, it's super realistic. But again, it's actually is really fun to play, especially multiplayer. To be fair, campaign is actually fun too. I started with Company of Heroes 1. But 2 was actually fun too, but I didn't really had enough time to play that one compared to the first one. But yeah, let's check this out in the count of 3, 2, 1, go!
Hey people, Seth here. Fellas, I gotta confess, I'm down bad. I got caught peeing in the sink.
Oh.
Now, I don't think that's weird.
COVID.
It's a victimless crime, just like punching someone in the dark. If the sink is so forbidden to urination, then why is it placed so perfectly, reducing my hesitation? But I feel embarrassed.
True, that's so true.
No, not because I did it, but because I got caught. I'm not gonna stop. I'll just get better. For the future, I'm gonna trick shot my stream around the sink bowl. That's a silent projectile. Effectively, I'm applying a suppressor to my gun barrel. That way, members of my family cannot ambush me so easily, and I will not be shamed by people who immediately revert to authoritarian fascist statements, such as, we have 2 toilets. Why did you use the sink? Listen,
Wait a second! Is he talking about, did YouTube ban, shadow ban him or something? Or is he talking about, because I saw his website and he had some like videos that were like unlisted and like, and then, is he talking about his real family that he pissed in the fucking sink and now he's got caught by like a mother or like a girlfriend or something? Pissing in the fucking sink.
Saved water. I saved lives. Maybe a few decades from now, there'd be entire villages in sub-Saharan Africa singing songs of praise over how much water I saved. And you know what? All I had to do was unload my fire hose in a kitchen sink. Company of Heroes 2, strangely enough, is the topic of this video. It is an old game played by old men, namely...
Come on, man. You don't have to be so fucking real with it. Not really.
Us. Company of Heroes 2 is a squad-based RTS covering the events of World War II, a fictional war where Germany hired Hugo Boss to design their fashionable blitz of Europe, Russia managed to kill 24 million of their own people, and the US greatly increased the temperature of 2 neighborhoods in Southeast Asia. All this happened while the UK sat in a corner, still wondering why marching all your men single file into machine gun fire during World War I may impact their ability to participate in the sequel. Basically, a sequence of events so absurd that we depart from the realm of fiction into history. Everything seen here is not only real, it's historically accurate. Yes, the blast radius of a single grenade, approximately the same size as everything you love and cherish. Yes, the trajectory of a mortar shell, statistically, by a random chance, will always land perfectly on a soldier's head, killing at least 3 more. Yes, a machine gun will pin every squad on the map. That is, unless you own the machine gun, in which case it pins one enemy, gets flanked, and eats a Molotov to the face.
Oh my god, the best thing, I mean the best and the worst thing about this game is every faction, it had like 4 factions when I was playing it, but each side, like Axis, and the Allies, have one support team and one like frontliner team. Some person with tanks, some person with like artillery. It's just insane.
Anti-tanks, or AT, counter tanks. But pray tell, what counters an anti-tank? Answer: the same tank driving towards you. Combat is a mystery. Sometimes the enemy calls it air support, pinning our infantry. So logically, I shoot them down. The burning plane crashes into my friend's base, taking out the rest of his infantry. Here is the largest tank in the game, the King Tiger. Notice, standard for vehicles of its time,
God damn it, fucking anti-t-shirt. Putting anti-thing on it. This is the pinnacle of gaming, my friends. This is the pinnacle of gaming. Like when a fan of Girls on Panzer plays a fucking Company of Heroes 2.
Ahegao paint job. One of the greatest features of this game is custom content, because when I pick a shitty anime faceplate, you get no choice in the matter. You're forced to download the same shitty anime faceplate, which, when inspected closely, reveals instructions on how to make meth. I believe Central Intelligence can employ.
Okay, let's see if I know some of these. I know 2 of them. I don't know the rest.
Inspected closely, reveals instructions on how to make meth. I believe Central Intelligence can employ this in the future. We join someone's game, forcibly download illegal content to their PC, and do a sting operation on their residence. If they start screaming civil liberties or probable cause, cite Penal Code 129, paragraph 27, subsection C, which states, anyone caught playing Hearts of Iron 4, Europa Universalis, or Company of Heroes 2 is probably a domestic terrorist.
Those are my fucking games! Come on! Don't let the beard fucking delude you. I'm not a terrorist. I never been a terrorist. I thought about being a terrorist because sometimes it pays well. But I'm a decent man. I sell skin like the rest of us in Kenshi.
Also, really enjoy setting my victory strike to FPS killer. I almost feel like it's an obligation. You see, one of my friends doesn't exactly have the best computer. This encourages him to play his very best. Because if he loses, he's not just gonna lose the game. His PC will overheat and die, killing him in the explosion. But I'm getting off track. Gameplay. You produce units to capture and hold territory. The more territory you hold, the higher your income to spend on units and upgrades. Your objective is to either take and hold certain key positions or destroy the enemy HQ. Very simple. Infantry come in squads of 4 to 6. Each of these individuals can fight and die on the battlefield, but as long as the squad stays alive, you can replace your dead soldiers. This is infinitely cheaper than ordering a fresh new squad. This is a micro-intensive RTS where positioning matters. There's a cover system. 4 dudes hiding behind a cow.
Dude, there is few maps that you can literally block a bridge and the AI just doesn't do shit. Can't do fucking hell. Like, positioning is everything in this.
This is a micro-intensive RTS where positioning matters. There's a cover system. 4 dudes hiding behind a cow isn't great, but it's better than getting capped in the middle of the street. Sandbags, broken vehicles, or even a domestic dwelling offer the best protection. However, terrain is dynamic. A tank shell can transform brick walls into brick memories. A howitzer pancakes buildings into rubble and any men inside into red stains. And artillery fire causes deformation of the soil, leaving craters that provide cover in the process. Basically, in 1941, we already knew how to terraform. We can take anything we see and make it worse. There's also ice. I don't really talk about it because having ice implies that you're playing a winter map, which nobody does because they suck. Ice breaks on impact. It's a great form of population control and a good way to lose your tank. Vehicles are a little different. In general, the distance, angle, size, wind resistance, conductivity, and horoscope of the ammunition against the horoscope of the armor determines damage. Most 88mm shells are made in June, making them a cancer, while most of the bulk production of German armor was late September, making it a Libra. Cancer typically defeats Libra unless Mercury is in retrograde, in which
don't even know what he's talking about anymore. Okay, let's go back.
Determines distance, angle, size, wind resistance, conductivity, and horoscope of the ammunition against the horoscope of the armor determines damage. Most 88mm shells are made in June, making them a cancer, while most of the bulk production of German armor was late September, making it a Libra. Cancer typically defeats Libra unless Mercury is in retrograde, in which case all bets are off. A tank's armor is strongest at the front, which means the back and side is ripe for taking. Fighting a tank directly is a terrible idea. Your shots won't do much if they even connect. You'll know true terror when you see every anti-tank gun shoot the same target, only to hear a characteristic ting, which means their front plate is so thick that every shell just bounced off. On the bright side, the heavier the tank, the slower it moves. So we flank, outmaneuver, and ambush them instead. And if that doesn't work, there's always the Soviet approach, where I take a T-30
there is a fucking rush option
and ram it into your tank. Yes, Germans had the best tanks, but the Soviets designed their gas pedal in reverse. Once you start the ignition, you press the pedal to stop the tank. If, hypothetically, your head has been blown off by shrapnel, your foot will release the pedal. The engine will accelerate and take out one of the best tanks in the world. And then you make another. Disclaimer, I don't know if this is true. My sources are some schizophrenic guy whose bathroom was red with chicken blood. And before you say, Seth, I don't think he sounds reliable, I'll have you know, he's a practicing doctor. Let's talk about the races. There's 5 in total. First, let's talk about the bad guys. The British. I'm kidding. The Orcs are a defensive faction. They can lock down large areas of a map with emplacements, and their tanks feature some of the best armor in the game. Oh, whoa. I never saw the decals close up. Yo, by the way, this is...
Is that Corone? No, that's not. Okay, thank God. For a second, I was like, VTubers and a tank? That's
this
insane.
Is a normal British tank. This is a real Cromwell. Bro, this is real.
Chaos?
Everybody gangster until
that?
the Churchill starts vaping. They do temporarily suffer from a lack of manpower. That is, until you reach late game, where Saruman begins to command the very mud to rise up and reinforce your squads with Urukai. Goblins are going to give out gigantic loans with even higher interest to all of their allies. By the end of the war, I expect their banks to hold most of the gold on the planet. But in this game, they actually fight. They can spam their basic unit and never lose a single engagement because, unlike games...
No way! Wait a sec, there is a UN faction? I never saw that. Is this like a new thing? Or a DLC? Probably. I never seen UN before in Company of Heroes.
They actually fight. They can spam their basic unit and never lose a single engagement because, unlike everybody else, they don't retreat. They just park an ambulance outside and spawn camp your base. If you even dare to counter them, they'll spam rangers instead. Homo Sovieticus. This game's release was met with heavy criticism from Russia, stating that portraying the Eastern Front as a slaughterhouse where civilians were conscripted to fight with a single lever-action rifle between 5 or 6 people was inaccurate because, by the time you get to use it, realistically, you're a group of free. In this game, the Russian army works much the same way. Everything and everyone is mass-produced and expendable. Our tanks are built like shit. Our men leave their homes with teary eyes, domestically abusing their wife one last time because they know...
Oh my God, that's so fucked up. But yeah, it was true, wasn't it? Like, the amount of soldiers that they were just putting out there in Soviet Union. How many people did they lose in Soviet Union in World War II? Like, most than half, not the half, like, I think 1/10 of the country. And most of the casualties in World War II were actually Russian.
Know full well they might not come back. The High Elves feature the 2 best vehicles in the game.
The Skyrim music.
The Kugelwagen, which has the highest RPM in the entire game. It also dies from a mild gust of wind, which makes keeping it alive all the more interesting. And this is a Sturmtiger. The gun is so huge that it must be reloaded externally by the crew for 30 seconds. And this is what it sounds like when it fires.
What the fuck?
Oberkommando West are highly mobile and aggressive. Their playstyle is keep pushing the front line until you win, and occasionally send a Kugelwagen into their back line. And finally, we have the Germans. I don't like playing the Deutsch. Everything is incredibly bureaucratic, just like Germany. Oh nein, Entschuldigung, we have not escalated the battle phase. Please continue losing a little longer before we can authorize the countermeasure for what you're currently losing to. Wehrmacht has some of the greatest variety in units and tactics,
tanks are actually
I am very bad at playing them. I'm highly emotional and unstable. So yes, this will affect my opinion. There's many ways to play this game. Against AI, against players, 1v1, 2v2, anything is possible. But let me tell you the worst way to play this game. 4v4 versus expert AI.
Fucking 4 experts? Hell yeah! I'm ready to get
cheat. They fucking cheat.
This is joy. Do you not feel mirth?
Which is what we've been doing for the past few weeks. It's a bonding exercise, a form of collective suffering that brings us closer together.
Oh my God! Wait a second. Wait a second.
Doing for the past few weeks. It's a bonding exercise, a form of collective suffering that.
Why is Seth's fucking Discord avatar? Why is Seth's Discord avatar a fucking Bobby Kotick of Blizzard garbage CEO of the year, the worst human being on the universe? What the fuck? Why? This dude's like all over the memes, man.
Brings us closer together. Allow me to summarize that experience.
Fucking miserable after that game, damn.
Playing against expert AI is like you're Goku in a hyperbolic time chamber. You get so mad so fast. You're training years hours, in just days. You're learning forms of anger that
You
take
die in 10
decades to
minutes,
develop.
basically.
My life is currently one of those Fortnite shirts you see around town, except instead it says eat, sleep, scream, repeat. I fucking hate this game. I lied. It's not fun. You go in with hope. You come out a broken, hollow husk of your former self. But
Because
why?
the AI
Because
cheats
Expert
to
gets
get triple
everything
the
you
fucking
get,
gold.
except double. Plus, perfect reflexes, map hack, and the ability to bend reality. You're going to be eating your first tank shell before 5 minutes into the game. You're going to make progress, only to see free red flares drop on top of you, undoing all of your progress. You're going to look away for a split second and see your whole squad disappear. You're going to play the game perfectly and still lose. In summary, Company of Heroes 2. I hate it. It's great. But before I continue,
True, that's so
consider the
fucking true,
following.
though.
That purchasing a legitimate copy of the base game
Oh, the tree's
allows you to
gone, I'm
play
out.
only 2 of the 5
Wait a second, Company of Heroes 3 is out! No fucking way, no way, no fucking way. Wait a second, why is Steam dying on me? Company of Heroes 3, please. Oh, it's initial date 2022. Okay. So it's basically coming in like 5 years. Nice.
factions. That's right. You only get to play Wehrmacht and the Soviets. The rest is DLC. Surely that's not too bad, right? I mean,
that.
it's the least they can ask of us to buy the base game for $20 and then buy the other 3 races for $40. But wait, it gets better. Most of the game features are locked behind faction commanders, which can be purchased with money. For reference,
my
an entire
God.
faction is the same cost as 4 commanders. However, and people are very quick to point this out, you could also earn them with in-game currency using the greatest loot box ever made.
That doesn't make it not pay to win. That is generally is pay to win. Just because you can accelerate something that is in game, acquirable in game without paying money, that doesn't mean it's not pay to win. You're still paying to win faster. That's fucked
Played
up.
over 100 hours. Do you know the number of times I dropped currency? Free. Do you know how
Oh
many
my
more I
God.
need to earn a commander?
I never gotten that.
27. I love simping for corporations. I love cash shops. I love that yummy high fructose corn syrup. I love the United Nations. With this in mind, I strongly encourage anyone interested to visit a third-party reseller instead.
Oh,
the copy
yes.
you're looking for is the Master Collection.
Oh, yes.
This should include all the races, but instead of $60,
Russians
you
give us
spend
fucking
15.
free
Yes,
shit.
I know.
Thank
Everyone
you.
and their mother is scared of CD key resellers. I bought about 100 keys online. Every single one worked. Then I once bought a boxed copy of Fallout Tactics from the store, which just had an empty case with a code inside.
Oh.
That code didn't work. So, from my experience, putting
That
my trust
bitch.
in a random Polish stranger gives me better results. As always, more
fuck is that
content to come,
code?
so stay tuned.
It's so,
This video
it's so retarded. What the
as
why,
always,
dude?
that
Why-
code
what is
didn't
that
work.
fucking
So, from my
suit, man?
experience, putting my trust in a random
That suit, bro.
Polish stranger gives me better
It's so
results.
good.
As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. This
Oh,
video
thanks,
is
bro.
a test to see how quickly I could churn something out. Turns out for creative output, in the absence of
These are
passion,
too fast, sorry,
vitriol
guys.
is an entirely viable substitute. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
No. It is important. It is important to understand that, like, this game. He was right. I always play against hards rather than experts because expert is basically giving so much more resources to the AI that they can basically paralyze you in 5 minutes, and at 10 you're basically dead because you were defending everything you got for 5 minutes and over. It's over. What is this shit, man? What is this shit? What the fuck is what? Why the Roman armor? What is this? It's so fucking good, bro. This is a Formula 1. What is that? This is like when the rest of the world has fun and we don't see it. Like Russia, Poland, like even like France sometimes. I mean, this is Russia, right? Hopefully. I hope it's Russia. To be fair, that's not really dangerous. That is fucking beer. What the fuck is that? Shopping cart? Car? The music, to be fair, is awesome for Company of Heroes. The music is awesome. Oh man. What is that? What? That's genius, to be fair. That's fucking genius. You know, as long as you don't get shot or have an accident or don't blow up randomly for some reason, for heat or something. That is genius design. That's absolute efficiency. It's beautiful. But yeah, I say the base game actually worth it for what it has to offer. And if you don't like pay-to-win stuff, go play Company of Heroes 1. Nothing really changed that much between 1 and 2, except some like minuscule stuff. And Company of Heroes 1, in my opinion, is still the best in Company of Heroes. It is fucking amazing, dude. We used to play that shit back in 10. Holy shit, kit size. I mean, it's America. Thank God it's America, because they know gun control very well. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't mind driving a tank for a bit. Like a simple thing. What's the easiest tank to drive? Something that like...
It will now be issued to all new conscript squads.
Hoorah!
Let's go, let's go, let's go. It hasn't even started, but this is like free.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
You may be experiencing low frame rate because your settings are set to high.
Why did you get out? Why did you get out of the tank? They just stole Strangelow's tank because he got out to repair.
Oh, by the way, do you want to see how booby traps in this game work?
Booby traps?
Boobies.
You shoot it.
Yeah.
You hear of that woman that consists her diet of only semen?
Her name's your mom.
Oh my oh my god! I would like to meet her and have an interview.
Seth.
Oh, it's over, come on! Why do you... No, wrong. Okay, what is the easiest tank to drive? I don't have a license for cars. I have an electric scooter that is like so fucking small that I'm embarrassed to like ride it around. Especially like I usually go at like 5 a.m. so no one's out, or like 2 a.m. it's that no one's out. But yeah, what's the easiest tank to drive? Maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe I go to like Russia for like a visit to see the streets that are widened for tank transportation. But yeah, that's it for now. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. For now, have a nice day and goodbye. I'm gonna check out Maxor's Elden Ring when I finish Elden Ring actually, so I'm not gonna be playing it for a while. But yeah, see you later.